The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, mwahahaha! Save? Yeah, sure, why not? And there goes Donkey Kong to level 4. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we last left off, we found out that Donkey Kong on the Game Boy is not quite Donkey Kong on the original arcade. First off, it has a world map. Second, it is not just the original 4 levels. There are like 100 levels, I want to say. Maybe we should count. So, let's see what other differences there are here by starting this first level. And here we see some of the disadvantage with the Game Boy Color. Okay. This is going to be hard to explain here, but here's one thing. Did I say Game Boy Color? Sorry, I meant Super Game Boy. This is going to be a little bit difficult to explain, but the way the Super Game Boy works, it still falls under the 4-color rule of your average black and white Game Boy game. What the Super Game Boy does, essentially, is it overlays a color thing on top of various sections of the screen. So, if I get out of the pause menu, you'll notice that it's colorful up there with the thing. That's because with the scores and stuff. That's because the score is overlaid with those colors, that color sheet. But down here, the colors are kind of washed out, and that's because it has to have one overlay. Otherwise, you'll like wind up jumping across a certain spot, and then all of a sudden your colors change, and that would be kind of messy. And it's also why a lot of Game Boy or Super Game Boy games, when played on the Super Game Boy, are like have different color themes. Like maybe the screen will be nothing but yellow, light yellow, dark yellow, and so that's how it does colors. With this game though, it looks pretty decent because most of the time you're going to be on static screens. Anyway, so here's the first level. Let me pick that up and toss it into this enemy here. Now, I do not want to touch this oil drum. Instead, I want to hit it with a hammer. Now, you'll notice on this screen that there are 3 items floating around. Let me get that with a backflip. Hop over here to this one. Oh, by the way, there is... If those of you who play the original Donkey Kong on the arcade will know that if you fall too far, you die. It's kind of the same here, except they greatly increase the drop distance. After you drop so far, you'll roll a little, and then a little further, you sort of splat on the ground and hurt your leg, which stuns you for a moment. And then it's when you drop really far that it actually kills you. Anyway, these 3 items that I picked, the hat, which looks like a UFO. Yeah, right there. There's the bonus items. On the left we got the hat. For the longest time I thought it was a UFO. In the middle we got Pauline's purse, which to me looks like a lock. A padlock. And then the one on the right is Pauline's umbrella, which is the only thing that actually looks like an umbrella. So let's open this here door here. And the purpose of those things is every time you collect all 3 in a level, you get a bonus game. There are 2 bonus games. One of them is this roulette thing, the other is a slot machine. And the goal is to get a 1-up. Sometimes this roulette has 3-ups on the board. Wow, I'm still pretty good at that. That is exactly the one I was aiming for. Alright, on to 1-2. Look at that, I'm already to 13 lives. And you can pick up enemies as well, so long as they don't have spikes on them. Get rid of you. Now here's a fun little feature of the game. Hold up, and I start swinging, and eventually I gain enough speed, and whoosh. Actually, I'm kind of curious about something. Can I whoosh down? If I hold down? Nope. And we have a conveyor belt because conveyor belts are awesome. Except not. I'd like to kill you guys, but I'm not gonna. Actually, the thing about those guys is, if I remember, these guys cannot actually hurt you. Unless under certain circumstances. Let me show you here. See, he just pushes me out of the way. By the way, if you wind up dropping while holding the key, or if you get hit by a deadly enemy while holding the key, you drop the key and, well, basically in both cases you drop the key. And if it's an enemy that hits you that makes you drop the key, you also get stunned for a moment. Here's this one again. I think I was a bit late there. Nope, I wasn't. Alright, on to stage 3. It doesn't take very long to go through these levels. Which is why I chose this game to be playing for my out of spite YouTube Let's Play. Frickin' time limits. Oops. Was not quite far enough. Actually, it's not really worth trying to grab onto this from that. Alright, wait a moment for that spark to go by. Get all 3 of... Oops. I grabbed onto the thing. Now, if I land on this trash can, it turns out there's a guy in here. And I can't pick him up. I don't think he can hurt you either. Alright, I got everything. So it's just gonna hop up here and get away from the spark. Level complete with a whole 109 seconds left. Oh, and here's the slot machine. I'm not as good as this. I can't remember what the question one-up does. Maybe 10 lives or something? I don't know. And I got a 2-up. It's not too difficult to get at least 1 life from this. Alright. And every 4 stages, you go up against Donkey Kong. In most of the Donkey Kong's battle stages, you're basically playing like the original arcade Donkey Kong, where you're just going through an obstacle course, trying to get to DK. By the way, do not be on the ladder whenever he smashes the ground. He'll knock you down and you'll be stunned, which for these things would not be a good thing. Speaking of, I want to show off what you can do to those things. If you hold down and jump, you can go on a handstand and you can just kick those out of the way. And if he does that, then crap. Oop, that was close. Demonstration almost failed. Let you jump, climb up here, and that's the end of that level. And Mario just stands there as usual, letting DK come over and take Pauline even higher in the city. And we got a cutscene. Most of these cutscenes show off a new feature, introduced you to a new feature. Like the previous cutscene introduced you to using keys, this cutscene introduces you to temporary platforms, which I will be demonstrating in the next level. Let's see, I think I'm at about 10 minutes. I'll go ahead and end the video here. I could probably fit in a couple more levels, but I figure ending with a DK battle is better. Next time I'll probably go a few more extra levels, because the start of this video I took the time to explain stuff. Next time there won't be as much explaining, or at least not as much standing around to explain. So, I'll see you then.